Welcome to Piper's Dog Pals. This channel is dedicated to providing trustworthy information on dog breeds for potential dog owners, dog caregivers, dog parents, and dog lovers. Our goal is to help you make informed decisions that support healthy, happy dogs.
All right, let's dive into the world of the Miniature Pinscher. This is a breed that has a personality the size of a Great Dane, all packed into this tiny, sleek body. If you're thinking about bringing one home, or you're just fascinated by them, this is the guide you've been waiting for.
Okay, first things first, let's clear up the biggest misconception right out of the gate. So many people look at this dog and think, oh, it's a tiny Doberman. But that's not true at all. In fact, the Miniature Pinscher is a much, much older breed, and it has its own proud title, the King of Toys.
So who is this little king? In this first section, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the Min Pin's real history, where they came from, and what they were bred to do. And let me tell you, it's a lot more rugged than you might think. So here's the official story. The Min Pin is a German breed, and the roots go back centuries. But here's the key. Their original job wasn't to sit on a pillow. No, they were bred to be these tenacious, super efficient rat hunters on farms. That working class background is everything when it comes to understanding their tough, determined little personality.
And you can really see just how deep that history is. We're seeing evidence of their ancestors way back in the 1600s. Then, things get official in Germany in the 1890s. They make their way over to the US around 1919, and by 1929, the American Kennel Club makes it official. So yeah, this is a breed with some serious heritage behind it.
Okay, so you've got this rugged, working dog history. How does that shape the mind of a Min Pin? Well, this is where things get really interesting. The number one thing you have to understand is this. In their head, they are a giant, confident dog, and they're just temporarily living in a small 10-pound body. And honestly, I don't think any sentence captures their spirit better than this one. They genuinely, truly have no idea they aren't the biggest dog at the park. This unshakable self-belief colors every single thing they do.
So, what does that actually look like day to day? Well, fearless animation and complete self-possession mean they will square up to a dog 10 times their size without a second thought. That strong prey drive, that's the ratter history coming out, so you have to be careful with smaller pets. And while they are incredibly loyal, a lot of them show it by being your little shadow and guard dog, not necessarily by being a lap dog.
You can even see their pride in the way they move. They have this really distinct, high-stepping trot. It's called a Hackney-like gait. It's not just a walk, it's a full-on performance. They move like they own the place, because in their mind, they absolutely do.
Now this is a crucial piece of advice for anyone even thinking about a Min Pin. Their combination of intelligence and curiosity makes them absolute masters of escape. A tiny gap in the fence, a door left open for just a second, to them, that's a written invitation to go on a solo adventure. Secure fencing is not a suggestion. It's non-negotiable.
So with that big, bold personality, how in the world do you train one? Well, here's the secret. You don't control a Min Pin. You have to build a partnership. This section is all about learning how to channel their clever mind, not trying to fight their independent spirit.
And this right here is the key to everything. Min Pins are just too smart and too stubborn for boring, repetitive drills or harsh methods. They'll just shut down. What they do respond to is short, fun, upbeat training that feels like a game you're playing together. You got to make them think that your brilliant idea was actually their brilliant idea all along.
Because they can be naturally wary of strangers, socialization is mission critical, and it's not a one-and-done thing. It has to start the moment they come home, and it has to keep going all the way through their teenage phase. This is how you build a confident, well-adjusted dog, not an anxious or reactive one.
With a dog this clever, you have to have your rules locked down. Everyone in the house has to be on the same page from the very first day. Any inconsistency is a loophole, and trust me, they will find it and they will exploit it. Clear, consistent boundaries actually make them feel more secure.
Okay, so what is it actually like to live with a Min Pin every single day? Let's get into the practical stuff. We're talking energy levels, daily care, and, well, their unique way of showing affection.
First up, energy. Do not let their small size fool you for a second. These guys need at least 30 minutes of real solid activity every day. A bored Min Pin is a destructive Min Pin, and all that pent-up energy will come out in ways you probably won't appreciate.
Now, here is the super important health tip. Because they're a deep-chested breed, they are at risk for something called bloat, which is a very serious, life-threatening emergency. To help prevent it, you should always wait at least 90 minutes after they eat before you do any vigorous exercise.
Getting a min pin isn't a short-term thing. It's a real commitment. Their average lifespan is a nice, long 12 to 16 years. So, with good care, you're signing up for a very long and very lively friendship.
You know, the day-to-day care is actually pretty easy. Grooming, a breeze. A quick brush once a week is fine. But that short coat means they get cold really easily, so a little sweater isn't just a cute accessory, it's often a necessity. And remember, their way of showing love might be more like being your personal bodyguard, following you everywhere, rather than snuggling on the couch for hours.
All right, our final and most important section, health. The absolute best way to own a min pin is to be proactive. Just knowing what to look out for can make all the difference in giving your dog a long, happy, and healthy life.
So the good news is that, for the most part, they're pretty robust little dogs. But like any purebred, they do have a genetic playbook, and there are certain health conditions they're more prone to. Your job as a great owner is just to be aware of what those are.
Think of this chart as your early warning system. For instance, if you see your dog doing a little skip or a hop with a back leg, that could be a sign of a loose kneecap or a patellar luxation. If they suddenly don't want to jump on the couch, that could be a sign of back problems, like IVDD, and a nagging cough, especially at night, might point to a heart condition. Knowing these subtle signs means you can get to the vet early.
And these are the things you can do every single day to really stack the deck in their favor. Brushing their teeth daily is a huge deal since dental problems are so common. Keeping them lean is absolutely critical to protect their joints and back. These aren't just little tips. They are the absolute cornerstones of responsible min pin ownership. So, here's the bottom line. The Miniature Pinscher is not an easy dog, but they are an absolutely unforgettable one. They ask for your respect, they demand your consistency, and they need your patience. But what you get in return is a lifetime of entertainment, fierce loyalty, and a courageous character that is just so much bigger than their tiny body. The only real question is, are you ready for the king?
Thanks for joining us at Piper's Dog Pals. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and share it with others. Your engagement helps us to provide information for owners, caregivers, and dog lovers everywhere.